Hi, I'm Simon. Our puppeteers will be Delana, Emily, Simon, and Taskia. We are going to be introducing unique attributes of air masses and why they make a big difference in our lives. First of all, you need to know what an air mass is. It is a body of air in which temperature and humidity are nearly the same in different locations at the same altitude. There are 5 types of air masses: continental polar, maritime polar, continental tropic, maritime tropic, and continental arctic. They all determine the United States weather. When you first hear these phrases, you may be confused, but I'm here to dissect them for you. Continental means dry and it forms over land, while maritime means moist because it forms over water. Tropical forms near the equator, so the air is warm, but polar forms far from the equator, so the air is cold. So while maritime polar is moist and warm, continental polar is dry and cold, and if continental tropical means hot and dry, maritime polar means cool and moist. Last but not least, knowing that Arctic means very cold, continental Arctic will be bitterly cold and dry. The next topic we are going to be talking about is winds. Winds are what start air masses in the first place. Wind is air in motion and is caused by the uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun. The 4 types of winds are doldrums, trade winds, polar easterlies, and polar westerlies. Doldrums are an area of calm weather, and trade winds are air movements toward the equator. Polar easterlies and westerlies both have frigid temperatures, hence the name polar. But the westerlies are located 30 degrees north and south, and the easterlies are 60 degrees north and south. A way to show which direction the wind is moving, how fast it's going, and what the weather will be is a wind bar. Wind bars are simply a convenient way to illustrate wind speed and direction. The next subject we are going to be talking about is a front. A front is purely just a boundary separating 2 air masses. There are 4 types of fronts: a warm front, a cold front, a stationary front, and a cooling front. A cold front moves quicker than any other front, and it has the potential of dropping lower than 15 degrees. A warm front holds a lot of moisture with it. It brings various wind speeds and rising temperatures. When these fronts collide, we call this a stationary front. Just as the name implies, this happens when an air mass stops moving, bringing days of cloudy, wet weather. An occluded front is when colder behind the cold front meets the colder ahead of the warm front. Wind changes direction. There is often precipitation and the temperature changes. After it passes, the sky is clearer and the air is drier. Now for a local news radar.
In Metro Detroit, it is 50 degrees, although the record high is 79 degrees, which was set in 1996 inside our state capital, Lansing. It is 43 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. If we move to the east side of Michigan, such as Howard, which is currently 40 degrees and is very windy. This was brought to you by SFL, Celeste Science Lab. Back to you, Simon.
In conclusion, we have not done this whole presentation about air masses just so you could think about it today and forget about it tomorrow, but to show you that air masses impact our everyday daily lives.